Hello, everyone. It's main event Mike here, Oriodan and Billy here. We are here to give our predictions for the 2026 Royal Rumble, which will be taking place this Saturday in the good place of Saudi Arabia, if you want to call it the good place. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Rather be somewhere. But ignoring that, we have four matches here. We're beginning the road to WrestleMania. Two Royal Rumbles, a undisputed WWE Championship match, and potentially the end of AJ Styles' wrestling career, depending on how the result goes against Gunther. So, Billy, how have you been, and how do you feel heading into this Royal Rumble show?
I'm quite excited for Rumble. I think it's the same every year. Like
Yeah,
the rest, it's been WWE's been better booked this year so far. They've had some really good shows
yeah,
so far. So I think Rumble season you always drop whatever negative thoughts you have because it's Rumble season. Start WrestleMania. So yeah, how's you?
I think for me, I will see how the Rumble is. I'm looking forward to it. I think the show itself is always the Royal Rumble. You're always looking forward to how the Rumble goes, who wins, who's going to be in the Rumble, what surprises are going
Yeah.
to happen, and it's literally the start of WrestleMania season. Um, I think the way they've kind of announced everyone for this Rumble has been out of the box, and it's unfortunately Finn Balor. They don't see a spot for you.
Mhm.
You ask for your participation, and you're like, nah, we ain't got any spots for you. But Randy Orton's just confirming his spot through Get Up. We have Brock Lesnar confirming his announcement through Pat McAfee show. They just don't have any space for you. So the attack against CM Punk on Monday Night Raw is probably justified. But let's just jump straight into what we think is going to be the card order for the show. Let's start off with the Women's Royal Rumble. It'll be a 30 women Royal Rumble match. A Royal Rumble match where you're going to see probably a lot of clothing around the women because Saudi Arabia rules. And yeah, we're just good. Yeah, Saudi Arabia rules, isn't it? Of course, the winner will get a World Championship match at WrestleMania. We don't know if that will mean a main event, but we'll see. So with the women, we have Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Roxanne Perez, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Bailey, Lyra Valkyria, Asuka, Chelsea Green, Jordan Grace, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax, Lash Legend, Julia, Maxine Dupree, and Becky Lynch.
And Finn Balor.
So might as well, innit? So 17 women in this match, and I'll kind of start off with you. What do you think?
Who I think's going to win it?
Yeah.
I think returning Tiffany Stratton wins it. I think she because she's not been seen since Cargill, so I think they're going to rerun that at Mania.
Hmm. I mean, Tiffany. I mean, I want to say I see it, but I don't. I see Tiffany Stratton returning in this Rumble potentially because she's been out for such a long period of time.
Yeah,
But Tiffany's gonna have a lot of moments and a lot of chances to be a champion again, compete for world titles, and maybe do a lot of things. And sure, the title reign that she had just recently had wasn't the strongest. Um, I'm probably leaning towards. Sure, we haven't heard any news, and maybe that is done by design because in a lot of we're in a community where we get a lot of confirmations and news early. I'm gonna go with a returning Bianca Belair to win the Royal Rumble and go on to face her former tag team partner Jade Cargill at WrestleMania. I think that is a strong possibility that that could happen. I mean, you've got other competitors who are you could say are maybe contenders for it. I just think when you look at Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, I feel like they're going to do a lot more with the tag belts going down the line for WrestleMania.
yeah.
You could say Liv Morgan is definitely a contender for that Rumble spot, and maybe someone that you could revolve WrestleMania around. And you have got the thing with her and the Judgment Day girls with Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. Raquel Rodriguez going for the Raw Women's Championship, the Raw after Royal Rumble. And I'm very, very scared that Stephanie's losing that belt. I don't know why. I just have a very scary feeling about that. Um, but yeah, and then of course you got Asuka and Kairi Sane. Like Kairi Sane says she's going to do everything in her power to give her the Royal Rumble against us for Asuka. So there's a lot of variables here, but I feel like the one I'm going to pull for is potentially Bianca Belair to win the Royal Rumble. That's what I've got.
I hear it, but do they do back-to-back winners? Oh, sorry, two-time back-to-back winners both years.
Did
Because
Bianca win it
Charlotte
last
won it
year?
last year.
Charlotte won it last
No,
year.
no. I mean, like like a two-time winner back-to-back years.
I mean, they could. I mean, they could because I feel like
They could, yeah.
when you have the Rumble and I think the Women's Rumble, which started off in 2018,
18,
so
yeah,
it's nearing its 10-year. Well, it's about I think 8 years if I'm correct that they started in the
yeah,
Rumbles, and you're gonna at time gonna have that maybe first time, two time, or multiple time as time goes on. But I think with Bianca, I can kind of see it, and it would be something big for her to have going forward, and especially since we have not seen her since the WrestleMania match, and we ourselves
yeah.
didn't realize how devastating that injury was because it took such a long period of her career off. Sure, she might not appear in the Rumble, and my pick is absolutely null and void. But I'm gonna stick with Bianca Belair. I think Liv Morgan is someone who is another contender that they could give because of how they've utilized her, especially on Monday Night Raw. So that's also another shout. So yeah,
Yeah, and I think Rhea Ripley's always in contention because she's the
yeah,
face of the women's division. So
yeah,
yeah, but yeah, so you're going with Bianca. I'm
yeah,
going with Tiffany Stratton.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so the next match, a match which could mean a classic, but also depression. It is Gunther, who is taking the moniker of pretty much being the career ender, career killer. He'll be facing AJ Styles in a career threatening match. If AJ Styles loses, um, he'll be forced to retire from in ring competition. Does that mean only WWE competition? Okay, I'm gonna stop that. Who knows? Who
Rick
knows? But who
Ric
knows?
Flair didn't listen.
A lot of wrestlers didn't listen. But I think generally this will be. I think with AJ Styles, he's kind of in a way confirming that I'm not making this a retirement tour like Cena. I want to do the
Yeah,
matches that I want to do, retire the way I want to retire. If it's having a
yeah.
match with CM Punk on Monday Night Raw, having one last match with Shinsuke Nakamura at Saturday Night Main Event, which was a good match, um, and now this, I just feel like as this whole week has gone on, it almost and John Cena consistently posting AJ Styles pictures, and it's just making me feel like this guy's really retiring. 10 years from the time he debuted in the Royal Rumble to now, I feel like this is the end of AJ Styles. I could be wrong. I don't mind. Could not care if it is. That's amazing, and then we get him in for at least a few more months. But I'm pulling with Gunther.
Interesting. Okay, okay. I'm going the opposite. I think
Okay.
I just don't. It don't make sense to me him retiring in Saudi. It isn't AJ Styles. If that makes sense, it isn't his way of things. And also, there's been subtle hints of like when he showed up on
Mm.
at TNA and had to stay at the title.
Yeah,
Like there's no, I don't think there's a world where AJ don't wrestle at least once in TNA this year.
that too. Um, so I think that's something that could also help. I could maybe just it maybe just be me thinking that with how they've kind of played everything, that he ends up just getting maybe WWE just doing the thing of making it just a surprise thing of like boom he loses. But I think I'm
I
just gonna
think he might.
there you go.
I've I think it's going to be a finish where Gunther gets too confident and AJ might quickly catch him with a roll up. Like sort of like just escapes. AJ escapes Gunther and escapes with his career still.
Possibly. Yeah, you know what? It could happen. It could happen. I think it's possible. Do you think that this feud continues post Mania? No, post Rumble, I mean.
But not if AJ loses.
Yeah,
um,
yeah, I should say if AJ wins, do we continue this on until Mania, or do we do separate things with these guys, or we just
I
keep?
think they should. Depending on how the match goes, if it's like a match like similar to Shawn and Flair, you can ride it out till Mania if it's a good
Yeah,
match. The story's been good so far.
yeah,
So, yeah, I think you could ride it out till Mania.
yeah. Because I think if let's say if AJ wins, I feel like, and if we do Gunther AJ Mania, it's like, well, we know what's gonna happen. It kind of has that feeling like we know what's gonna happen, but it would be kind of like a good way to end for AJ. AJ, who
Yeah.
for some weird reason hasn't had the best of lucks in terms of like classic WrestleMania matches. Like he's had the opponents, he's had an Edge, he's had Randy Orton, he's had his Wrestle Kingdom opponent in Shinsuke Nakamura. Um, his best WrestleMania matches,
Shane
unfortunately,
O'Mac.
Shane O'Mac. The match with
Yeah.
Jericho was good, but yeah, that's kind of it. And I think a match with Gunther would definitely make it. I think that's just really just going towards the future. I think for me, I wouldn't be surprised if I see WWE pull the shock thing and have AJ lose at the Rumble.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if what Nakamura really posted is actually true, I don't know why you post that. I might not see you for the rest of 2026 in WWE because of that. But who knows? But I'll stick with Gunther for now.
Fair. That's fair.
Yeah. And now on to the I'm saying like co-main event, but just like the penultimate match of the show. Drew McIntyre, the brand new undisputed WWE champion, Drew Hulk Hogan McIntyre. If you don't know why I'm saying that, just look. He has risen from his fraudness, from being a fraud after winning that title, and now he'll be defending it against pretty much hometown advantage for Sami Zayn for the championship. Um, this is I know there's been I feel like there's even a strong push for people for Sami to win the belt here. I get it. It's to kind of like mix the plans and make the chase for the Royal Rumble, the rest road to WrestleMania even more interesting. Since I think taking the belt off of Cody was the right choice because it makes things a lot more interesting
Yep.
and actually gives a destiny towards for Drew McIntyre,
Yeah.
leaning towards him going into WrestleMania with it, and then of course Cody's fighting Jacob Fatu, which I'm cool with.
Yeah.
With this match, the story, of course, is that I believe Sami Zayn has never beaten Drew McIntyre one-on-one. And is this going to be the opportunity where Sami does get it? He had the home advantage in Toronto. He's going to have the home advantage in Saudi Arabia. But unfortunately, it will be Drew McIntyre who will be keeping that streak. I think Drew McIntyre is going to retain his championship. And it's just going to be another unfortunate opportunity for Sami Zayn. So that's what I got.
Yes, I agree. I think Drew's winning it. I think the plan for Sami is next Mania. I think that's
Yeah.
his moment, especially being in Saudi. Next Mania, I think that will be his. And it's too
Yeah.
soon to take the title off Drew. Like, it's way
Yeah,
too soon.
way too soon. Yeah.
With how it finishes, I'm not too sure how you keep Sami looking strong, even though he's lost 18 times in a row. Maybe you just don't. Maybe just have Drew beat him normally.
Yeah, I think Drew might win by like shenanigans and like maybe with the ref not seeing something just to get heat. But I
Yeah.
think Drew winning here. I do agree. I think there was a moment last year where I thought maybe Sammy would be earmarked for the Rumble. But with how things
Mm.
have changed, that of course isn't going to happen. But I think especially for next year's WrestleMania, featuring Sami Zayn in a certain match, especially for a world title, even for a world championship, I mean, that's something that WWE can definitely push for next year. But yeah, I think Sammy will be around there. I think he's done a pretty good job to maintain himself as a babyface that people care for. He's a phenomenal wrestler and just a guy that you just like to get behind. So I think that's kind of the best things about Sammy. So, but I expect Drew to keep the belt.
Yeah, same. Agree.
And now we are here for the main event of pretty much this pay-per-view or this PLE. It is the men's Royal Rumble. It will be the 30-man Royal Rumble. The winner will be getting a World Championship shot, probably main eventing WrestleMania 42. Who knows? Just to name the competitors that are in the Royal Rumble, we have Cody Rhodes, Gunther, potentially after retiring AJ Styles, or maybe not, who knows. Jey Uso, Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, Penta, Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, Braun Breaker, Logan Paul, Bronson Reed, Austin Theory, hopefully Javon Evans, because I know he had that injury, but I'm hoping maybe it's not a serious injury. If
Javon
not,
said on Monday he's in it. Like
okay,
he's
thank
good.
God. Oh, thank God. Thank God it wasn't a serious injury. Obafemi confirmed on Raw that his first ever main roster appearance, well, officially main roster, will be at the Royal Rumble. Randy Orton through ESPN. We love partnerships. Brock Lesnar via the Pat McAfee show. So yeah, so far 17 people. Finn Balor, yeah, kick rocks. You're not touching that play, my G. I'm sorry, you can stay at home and face CM Punk another week and beat him up. Ain't got space for you, my guy. I'm sorry. But yeah, this will be a very intriguing Rumble, especially with all the names, and I think that's what made last year's Rumble very intriguing when it got to the
Yeah,
last few people, and then of course we're like, what, Jey Uso won the Rumble, but I think that's what kind of helped and made the Rumble very intriguing. This
yeah,
year, it's kind of like, who do we give this Rumble to? Especially with all the plans kind of thrown off the board um in terms of Cody not being the world champion. CM Punk is the champion, um, and also Drew being the champion. Um, I think there'll be some moments. Obafemi has to eliminate Brock Lesnar. I'm sorry,
yep,
he's
yeah.
got to
And
eliminate
I
Brock
think
Lesnar.
I think Lesnar has to attack him right after, and that sets up the Mania.
Give me, yes, give me that. Yes, yes. I think Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu, they're gonna do
Yeah,
something. Maybe we get a face off between Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu. Um, Austin Theory will be just an NPC in this Rumble. No disrespect to Austin Theory. Hope you do your thing. But yeah, Logan Paul probably do a crazy spot. Braun Breaker's gonna just speed run and spear someone through, not in the ring, but through the ring, through the over the top, and just out there for a crazy spot.
yep,
Obafemi's gonna look great as well. I think there'll be some cool moments for someone like a Penta, Dragon Lee, Rey Mysterio, of course. Jey Uso's gonna beat up people, and then
Yeet.
he's gonna tell people to see him doing it here. I don't care what people say. Him doing it here in a Rumble when everyone's laid out makes sense. In a Survivor Series War Games, nah. Do not care what you think. That was nonsense. But let's going back to this Rumble. Um, I I think with just more, just all with. Is it Braun Breaker? And I'm just thinking because it's like you do the thing where you put all the I nearly called them the authority. You put all the you put all the
Oh,
people
that
division.
trash group that no one cares about anymore.
Someone said it, not me, in it. I kind of, you know what? Since the addition of certain people, I kind of agree with that with this person. But listen, I mean, it's positioned for him to win it. I think they tried to do the small angle with Adam Pearce to be like, get me into the Rumble, which almost feels like the PG version of when Randy Orton attacked Vince McMahon, and then heading into the
Yeah.
Royal Rumble in 2009, he won the Rumble, and then everything else. Um, I don't mind a surprise. I don't mind whatever, but I think I'm just gonna go with a very, very lazy option and think that Braun Breaker is gonna be positioned to win this Royal Rumble. Billy, who do you think is winning this Royal Rumble?
So it's changed in recent weeks. So I originally had the idea of Bron Breakker and Jacob Fatu as the last two doing the Batista John Cena. Like
Yeah,
these are the next two guys.
yeah,
This stuff because I don't know if you realised every single time Bron Breakker and Jacob Fatu come face to face or their groups
yeah.
come face to face, they never touch.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I was thinking them two. I think the problem with Bron is I don't think many people are intrigued to see Punk Bron at Mania again, if that makes sense.
It does because it's like we've seen it on Monday Night Raw, and I feel like you lean into
Yeah.
a problem where if we've seen this match multiple times, then it doesn't become as special as it is. Like, for example,
Like Gunther and Jay.
yeah, and not to say like it wasn't special for Jay to win the world title. I'm saying that we've seen this match so many times that it's like, yeah, we had a feeling this was gonna be it. Um,
Yeah.
but I think with if they're going to lean towards, let's say, for example, CM Punk Braun, it's clearly for the crowning moment to finally give him this world title, and
Yeah.
it's something that I definitely see. I can definitely see the Braun Breaker Jacob Fatu face off because these are the two people that you want to position for the future. And maybe because Jacob Fatu has inspirations to go after the Undisputed title against Drew McIntyre, even though Jacob hasn't announced who attacked him. Was it Cody? Was it Drew? Was it Stu, the cameraman? Who attacked you? But you haven't addressed it. So I know he's a tweeting and going around attacking mad people because that's what you want to do with him. But that's also something as
Yeah.
well. But I could definitely see that. I just think with someone like it makes you think what is a Roman Reigns gonna do after the Rumble? What is
So
yeah, you go
it's
on.
fact that is my pick. Roman's my pick. I,
Okay.
I think I think the problem with Roman is he don't really have a story, and when he's
Yeah.
off, he's got to have a story to
Yeah.
come back to,
Hmm.
and that is the main like the Royal Rumble win. If he just gets eliminated by I don't know like anyone, he's off for 4 months and he comes back Mania going. He sort of does that Taker thing where Taker's like, I'll just face him at Mania for no reason. Does that make
I think
sense? Like, as in terms of
yeah,
like,
yeah. I think that is what you do with him, especially with Reigns. If you're not doing Cody Roman 3, which some people are annoyed with that we're not getting that, and some people are fine with that. I'm kind of more in the defense of I'm fine with that because let's have time before we get to Cody Reigns 3. Um, and I feel like you could see that with Roman Reigns that just going to be an opponent that maybe someone faces at Mania. Because do you want to put a world title on Roman Reigns now? I don't know if you need to put another world title on him for the meantime. And I could see Reigns, and then I don't know Reigns Punk because that is something that's been rumored.
that's that's what I can see. I can see the 3 matches involved being Reigns. Obviously, this is all just like fantasy booking. It probably won't
Yeah,
happen.
yeah,
But I think it's going to be Reigns Punk for the world title.
mm,
It's going to be a 3-way for the WWE title.
yeah.
Jacob, Drew, and Cody. I think they'll ride it out. And then with Braun, I think I think Seth's going to make Mania, and I think you had the story of Braun facing Punk again, and Rollins costing Braun, but also saving the belt for CM Punk. You have that dynamic of the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah. And did you see? I don't know if you saw. I think Seth was on a
Yep.
interview, and then someone asked him a question. So I think he said something like, "How do you feel about potentially being in the Royal?" This guy's face when he heard that, he
Yeah.
was like, What are you talking about, my G? I'm
Yeah.
still injured. Excuse me, I'm
But
what? So that's also another thing, and especially with WWE Unreal,
yep. Season 3, they need content.
any content, um, I do no disrespect to Seth Rollins, but I kind of feel like they made him look like a bit of a bit of an arrogant person with some of the decisions he makes, but we'll leave that for maybe a different reason. But
Mm.
you got him, of course, to be involved potentially in the Royal Rumble or even WrestleMania season if he's going to happen. But yeah, I think this will be a great Rumble potentially with a lot of great moments. I thought last year's Rumble was great. I think this will continue
Yeah.
in the same feat, hopefully. I think probably the best thing about this show is that it's going to be at a very early time. That's probably the
Yeah.
biggest benefit for us here in the UK. It's on a very reasonable time, so we can sleep early. and just think about what's going to happen. But I think I'm going to pull for my Royal Rumble winner for 2026 to be Braun Breaker. I think Roman Reigns is definitely a potential shout. Anyone else would just be a WTF. You better not give that Rumble to, I don't
The
know.
Yeet Man.
The Eat Man's cool with what he's doing right now, and no disrespect to the Eat Man. The Eat Man does what he's doing, but yeah, I just see Braun Breaker. I think Roman Reigns is also another option too. I think, yeah, really just those two, really, if I'm going to be honest. But yeah,
I think Jacob Fatu might have a shout. I think
Jacob,
he has.
yeah,
He can have outsider's chance.
I think you could. What you could also see is potentially Jacob eliminating Cody. It's like a WTF moment of just like what has just happened, and it kind of
Yeah.
gives Cody that thought, that shock thought of like, okay, I don't have the Rumble. What am I going to do to kind of get myself back to this championship for WrestleMania? Even
Yeah.
though the if it's a triple threat, I'm fine. The thought of potentially seeing Drew versus Cody again at Mania, no. But if it's a
No.
three-way involving Jacob, I'm cool with it. So
Yeah.
that's also another thing. But people can say Cody, but maybe not Cody. If you want Cody to catch AEW heat levels of booze, don't give it to Cody. But yeah, Braun Breaker, Reigns, Jacob Fatu is an option. So yeah. And yeah, that is, I believe, all our picks for the Royal Rumble, which will be taking place this Saturday at Saudi Arabia. Hopefully, it'll be a great show. I think it will be. There's only 4 matches on these shows. They usually, I think the format of how WWE do it, they do deliver. I don't think it's a show that's going to have a lot of filler. I think Drew McIntyre, Sami Zayn is going to get a lot of time. AJ versus Gunther is going to get a lot of time. I think both Rumbles will be hour plus with a lot of great moments, returns.
Yeah.
We haven't even mentioned we haven't even mentioned a certain former AEW slash WWE legend who is currently a free agent, could return, could drop in either theme song. It could be to break the walls or to be a Judas. We never know. Maybe
And
he'll be.
after that theme song finishes, who cares? Let's just get the pop, and he can do whatever he wants.
A feud with LA Knight. That's what's gonna happen.
Oh Jesus! Oh,
That's
he can return. Actually, he's not a bad outside shout.
yeah,
Actually, if they
yeah,
ever decide to pull the trigger on him ever in his life.
yep. Just a quick thoughts. If you've probably seen the WWE Unreal clip or the image of him looking completely dejected, yeah. Just a quick thought. Do I think what Triple H said was harsh? No. Do I think that this was kind of WWE's way of just pretty much telling you that if you guys think we're ever going to push this guy, you are absolutely wrong? Yes. Um, do I think what Triple H wanted LA Knight and Seth Rollins to do in that finish, if you really think about it and kind of break it down, made any sense? No, but that's WWE and Unreal. They want to show you what was going to happen. You know what would have been unreal if you gave them LA Knight, if you actually saw what LA Knight said after that.
Listen, I'm only on episode 2 of that series right now because I see Bruce Pritchard say Pat McAfee should beat Gunther, and I'm like, you know what? I'll pause this for a bit.
Yes. Look, we might give our thoughts on that show maybe down the line, or just if I'm bothered to actually touch season 2.
Yep.
The first season was like a good watch for especially maybe casual fans or even people who know about wrestling to know how the ins and outs of wrestling is. But you kind of it's a good thing, especially to see like certain wrestlers go over or get their moments. But it's of
Yeah.
course something that WWE themselves want you to see. Like they're gonna show you what they want you to see in that instance. But yeah, that's kind of wraps up everything. Those are our thoughts on the Royal Rumble, which will be taking place this Saturday, and our small thoughts on what we think about WWE Unreal. I don't know how we slept that up, but it was here.
Hmm.
Let us know your thoughts for the Royal Rumble. Who do you think is going to win? Let us know, like, comment, subscribe, share this video out just to give us your thoughts on who could win heading into this Saturday. I've been Oriodan.
And Billy, catch you guys in a bit.
Peace.